Okay, everybody, in this video we're going to make a color palette from a mood board in Figma. Okay, so we're moving into making our high fidelity wireframes, and this is kind of the fun part where we get to decide on the color scheme. So in the last class, or in the last video, we learned how to make a mood board for our own customized projects. I'm using this one that I just got from Google because it looks kind of cool. So the first step in this process is I'm going to draw some rectangles, just one this right now. I'm gonna that did that. I'm gonna make it a little bigger. So the R key actually also draws a rectangle. Hold down Shift, maybe about this big. Okay, and we definitely don't want gray as our primary color. So I'm going over to Fill here, and then I'm clicking on the eyedropper. Or outside of this, you can actually just hit the eyedropper, the I key, without even going over to the fill, and it'll automatically know that you're trying to set a color using the color picker, color sampler. So I'm going to pick this color because it's bright, and we don't want to have a really dark color for our primary color. So I'm going to pick this, and you'll notice that now this square has turned that same color. Okay, so this is how you create a color palette. I'm going to hold down Option, so there's a copy of this here. Right, and I'm gonna hold down Option, so there's another copy of it here. And so the top one I'm gonna make a little bit brighter. So what I do is I grab this and I move it up, but without moving it across, so that it's a little brighter. I'm not changing the color, hopefully, I'm just changing the brightness. And then on the bottom one, I'm actually gonna go in the opposite direction. So I'm gonna go downward because we want a darker version for our color palette, right? So these will come in handy for different uses that you'll see once you start to make your different pages for your high fidelity wireframe. You'll want different brightnesses of the same color for different purposes. Okay, so now what I wanna show you how to do is how to make a color style. So we're going to go over here to these 4 dots, okay, and I'm going to hit the plus sign, and so this color now I'm going to call my primary color. Okay, so now I'm going to hit Create Style, and now I can pick this whenever I want to without having to manually change the color of something else. Okay, I'm going to go to the brighter one, and I'm going to say I'm also going to go there and create a style for it. I'm going to call it Primary 1. And then I'm going to go to the darker one, and I'm going to call it Primary 2. So plus sign, let's see here. Dots, plus sign, Primary 2. Okay. Now you'll notice that I have these colors saved here. Okay, so those are my primary colors. Now I need an accent color. I can pick, so what you do in design, you have a primary color, a secondary color, and an accent color. So I could pick my secondary color from the mood board, right? Or I can, I'm going to show you how to do something a little more technically sophisticated, I suppose. So I go to plugins, right on the top where it says plugins. These are third-party things that will help us do stuff. I go to manage plugins, and I already looked for this color wheel palette generator. Okay, so this is not made by Figma, but it works within Figma to do what we want it to do. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, this helps us come up with a color scheme. So I'm going to go ahead and double click here. Right, make sure I get the, let's see here. Okay, and so what we're looking for here is the hex code. All colors have a hexadecimal code. So I want to go back through that again so you can see. If we double click on the name of the color, and then we click on these little edit style, we can get the hex code. So what we do, double click on that and Command C for copy. Okay, and then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do Command V for paste, and then now it knows that this is the primary color. This is a style of color paletting called split colors. So if you wanted to make it look kind of wild, you could use those colors as your secondary and accent. Complementary is just opposites, right? Square are these colors. It's a different method of determining a color scheme from a color that I don't know enough about. Analogous. This looks like it might be the safest bet. Monochromatic, right, stays within the same basic, and then there's triadic, which is also crazy. So I'm gonna pick the safest route because I'm old and lame, but I think it'll work the best for this. Okay, so now I'm gonna copy this square over here like this. I drag it while holding Option. Okay, so I'm gonna double click on that. I'm gonna go here. I'm actually gonna click on that breaking the chain thing because I don't want it to be the same color. Okay, I'm gonna click on, let's see, I'm gonna copy this color, Command C. I'm gonna paste it in here, Command V. Oops, I did it to both. Okay, I think I had them both selected. All right. I'm undoing here. Sorry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a different square because those were linked somehow, and I don't want to start the video over. So I'm going to do a rectangle tool. Let me get this out of the way. Oh, okay. I wonder if that'll work. Yeah, let's try that, and then I'll break the chain here. Hex code. I'm going to copy and paste this. Okay, so that's our secondary color. Okay, and then I'm going to make another one over here. And I'm going to make that our accent color. So I'm going to copy and paste the hex code in here. Right? Okay. And then now we're going to make darker and brighter ones here for each of these colors like we did before. Okay, so this one's going to be a little bit brighter. That's good. And this one, we have to click done sometimes. This one's going to be a little bit darker. And this one's going to be a little bit brighter. And this one's going to be a little bit darker. Okay, and then the last step to creating this color palette is to create some blacks and whites. Okay, so we're going to make this one black. Just going to make it all the way black. And then I'm going to make another one white. Okay, and then I'm going to make four, let's see, there should be 5 total is what I learned. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and so we're actually going to make each one of these like a grayscale along the way from black to white. So I'm going to like move this out of the way so I can see. I'm going to close this. And I'm going to go, okay. So we're really we want to be along the way from black to white. And we should also, let's see. I'm going to pick my primary color. Okay, and then I'm going to go over here so that I'm still in black and white, but maybe a tinge of the actual color. Does that make sense? So we're still using a little bit of the primary color because we don't want it to be totally exactly gray. And this should be probably a little darker because it's right next to the black. Okay, and this, I'm not going to do this like super precisely because you're going to be doing it super precisely. So let's do this again and make it a little, right, a little brighter. Okay, same thing. Over here, I'm going to do the eyedropper to the primary color and then make sure it's a little bit brighter than the one next to it. Still got a hint of the primary color. And then I'm going to actually make sure that the white has a tiny bit of that hint of a color too. So I'm using this, I'm sampling the primary color, and I'm going as close as to white as I can while still having a little tiny bit of that off green color, that something like that. Okay, so that's how you make a palette. And then the other thing is we made color styles for this, so we should really do it for each one of these. So on this one, I'm going to hit the dots, I'm going to go plus sign, and then I say secondary. Okay, I'm going to create that style, and then I'm going to go dots plus sign secondary 2. I'm going to rush through this. And dots plus sign secondary 3. Dots plus sign accent. Dots plus sign, oops, dots plus sign accent 1. Dots plus sign accent 2. Okay, so now you look like if I want to make a whole, if I want to make any, like I'm going to draw a circle here. If I want to fill that with a color, I can just go to my dots here and I can use any one of these colors from the styles that I made, and I don't have to like pick them or choose them or use the eyedropper. They're already saved as like my color palette. So your color palette should look something nice and easy like that. Okay? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.